All right, elementary artist, in this video we are going to draw a Paul Klee inspired cat together. So we're going to look at the shapes that we see in Paul Klee's cat. We watched a video that showed that and some of his other artwork. And then this video will show you how you can make your very own Paul Klee cat if that is a project you want to make inspired by Paul Klee. So I'm going to start with my paper landscape, so it's wider than it is tall. And I'm going to start with a really big W. So almost in the top left corner, but leaving a little bit of space. Is going to be like a lowercase w with the curve, not a point. It comes up here, has a point at the center, curves back down and up. I want to make sure that I end up having some cat ears. So I'm going to come and make like a big letter V that connects the right and the left of the head. These are going to become great big ears like we saw in Paul Klee's picture. From here I'm going to make the eyes, and I'm going to make a curved line that comes to a point at the end, and that's a curve up and over. It's gigantic. It comes all the way to the side of the cat's face, and then this one curves back down and in, and then the same thing. So this is like a big seed shape. Maybe it looks like a football to you, right? A football. All right, so in the center of those eyes we're going to make pupils, and so these are tall squished ovals. Another tall squished oval. I am going to make another shape very similar to the eye shapes, right? So it's a curve out to the left, and then it meets at the point of the top of its mouth, and a curve out to the right and stops right there. This is going to be the arch of the cat's face that comes down to its nose. And Paul Klee had a heart-shaped nose. Now I already have the bottom of my heart right there. And so I just need the top, which will be a bump, bump. Look at that. I have a heart nose. Yep. You could just make a straight line across as well. And you could also have a nose that's just shaped like a triangle. So to make the bottom of the cat's mouth, it's just like a little smile right there. And our kitty cat needs to have some whiskers. So you can make your whiskers wavy lines if you want. You just make them straight lines coming out. And Paul Klee's were kind of wispy curves that come down and over, down and over, down and over, down and over. But of course you can make your whiskers any way you want. You can change any part of this if you think you have a different or better idea. That is always a great thing to consider if you want to do something differently, to go ahead and do it differently. I have a little bit of room down here left on the paper, so I'm going to kind of just start my cat's neck or its body. And then Paul Klee did have a bird on top of his. And that's going to be up to you if you want to add the bird. Maybe you want to add a fish or something else silly on top of the cat's head, or a heart, or maybe you want to leave it just like that. If we wanted to add a bird, make a bottom half of a circle, a curve, a straight line across the top, and a pointed, slightly pointed oval there. Give him an eye. He needs a little tail. We're going to give him a triangle tail. And then he is actually standing right on top of the cat's head. So I'm going to put his little feet out there. So it's just a line with two small lines coming out from either side to be the bird. I think the bird needs a beak. So I'm going to add a little beak to him. You could add a feather if you wanted. You could even add something sitting on top of the bird if you wanted, right? So I drew in pencil first, and that is so I can make changes if I wanted to. And then we're going to use markers to color these in.